A rich merchant married his daughter to a stingy businessman. This clever wife taught her miser husband a lesson. He was rich, but cooked only once a day. In the busy streets of Gujarat, there lived a young man named Nischal. People in the market called him the merchant without loss, because in the sari business, Nischal was extremely clever in business and knew how to attract customers with his sharp mind and calm words. But along with being smart, Nischal was also very stingy. Before spending even a single rupee, he would think again and again. He avoided unnecessary expenses and saved every coin carefully. Though people mocked his miserly nature, they respected his dedication toward work. Day and night, he remained loyal to his business, and slowly he earned great wealth and fame in the sari market. In the same city lived a powerful ship merchant named Shivappa. He owned huge trading ships and controlled business across many ports. Shivappa often heard people praising Nischal's intelligence and growing success. Gradually, Shivappa developed a deep interest in the young merchant. He began watching Nischal closely, wondering how such a young man had become so successful in a short time. One day, Shivappa decided, "This young man is not ordinary. I must meet him myself." Shivappa was deeply impressed by Nischal. Even at a very young age, Nischal had built a strong and successful sari business with his intelligence and hard work. Every decision he made was clever, and people in the market admired his sharp business skills.
This boy has achieved so much at such a young age. He is intelligent, responsible, and hardworking. A person like him is very rare.
As Shivappa grew older, he started worrying about the future of his huge business empire. He had only one daughter, and he wanted someone trustworthy and capable to stand beside her. The more he thought about Nischal, the more he felt that Nischal would be the perfect person for his family. Shivappa finally decided in his heart, "I should marry my daughter to Nischal. In my old age, he will take care of my daughter and also handle my business wisely. My life's hard work will remain safe in his hands." From that day onward, Shivappa began planning a way to meet Nischal and learn more about his character and family. After making his decision, Shivappa met Nischal in his shop, spoke with him respectfully. He shared his thoughts and expressed his wish to make Nischal a part of his family. Nischal was surprised and honored by the proposal. Soon, both families happily agreed to the marriage. Shivappa gave his beloved daughter Lakshmi in marriage to Nischal. Their wedding was celebrated beautifully in the city, with bright decorations, music, and blessings from everyone around them. After the marriage, Nischal and Lakshmi started their new life together, while Shivappa felt relieved and happy, believing that his family and business were now in safe hands. Lakshmi had grown up in great luxury. In her father Shivappa's grand house, there were dozens of servants to take care of every small task. Delicious food was always ready whenever she wished to eat, and she had never faced any difficulty in her life. But after marrying Nischal, Lakshmi entered a completely different world. When she arrived at Nischal's house for the first time, she was shocked. The house was very old, and the furniture inside was covered with layers of dust. The walls looked dull, and many things in the house were worn out from years of use. There were no servants working in the house. Everything was silent and empty. Lakshmi looked around in surprise because she had expected a wealthy merchant's home to be grand and comfortable. Even though Nischal had earned a lot of money, he was so stingy that he refused to spend even a little on maintaining the house or hiring workers. He believed that spending money on comfort was unnecessary. Lakshmi quietly realized that life after marriage was not going to be as easy and luxurious as the life she had lived in her father's mansion. There were no servants working in the house. Everything was silent and empty. Lakshmi looked around in surprise because she had expected a wealthy merchant's home to be grand and comfortable. Even though Nischal had earned a lot of money, he was so stingy that he refused to spend even a little on maintaining the house or hiring workers. He believed that spending money on comfort was unnecessary. Lakshmi quietly realized that life after marriage was not going to be as easy and luxurious as the life she had lived in her father's mansion. Timma was actually very afraid of his master, Nischal, because he knew how stingy and strict he was about spending money. Still, since Lakshmi was the new lady of the house, Timma quietly prepared everything she had asked for. By afternoon, the dining table was filled with delicious dishes: hot chicken biryani, mutton biryani, and several sweets beautifully arranged. The rich aroma spread through the house. Lakshmi became very happy after seeing the grand meal. It reminded her of the luxurious life she had lived in her father's mansion. She sat down and started eating joyfully. One day, Nischal entered the house. The moment he saw so many varieties of food on the table, his face changed with shock and anger. In his mind, he could only think about how much money had been spent on a single meal. Without saying a single word, Nischal turned away and walked aside angrily. Lakshmi noticed his reaction immediately. Her happiness disappeared at once, and she became shocked and confused, wondering what mistake she had made. Lakshmi looked confused after seeing Nischal walk away angrily. She softly asked, "What happened to him? We only prepared good food. I don't understand why he became upset." Timma sighed nervously and spoke in a low voice. "Madam, you are new to this house, so you do not know the rules here. I have been working here for many years. In this house, we cook only once a day." Lakshmi stared at him in shock. Timma continued sadly. "Our master's order is that whatever is cooked once must be eaten for the entire day. Morning, afternoon, and night. The same food. He believes cooking many times wastes money." He lowered his head and said, "For workers like me, it is very difficult. Sometimes there is not enough food, and sometimes we have to eat cold leftovers all day. But nobody can question the master." Looking helplessly toward the kitchen, Timma added quietly, "How everyone manages to live like this, only God knows." Lakshmi did not say anything to anyone. Quietly, she left the dining area and went to her room. But deep inside, she understood that living in Nischal's house would not be easy. The next morning, Nischal woke up early as usual and left for work. Lakshmi sat alone in the old house, thinking seriously. If things continue like this, life will become very difficult for me, she thought. I cannot fight with him directly. I need to make a plan. After thinking for a long time, Lakshmi finally got an idea. A small smile appeared on her face. She decided that instead of arguing with Nischal, she would slowly teach him an important lesson. When Nischal came home that evening, Lakshmi warmly invited him for dinner. The dining table was once again filled with tasty dishes prepared with great care. The moment Nischal saw the food, he became worried and said, "What is this, Lakshmi? Who cooked so much food? If you keep eating such rich meals, what will happen to your health? Do you know this much money could have been enough for us to live for an entire month?" Lakshmi gently smiled and calmly replied, all right, calm down. We are newly married. At least for today, let us enjoy a nice meal together. From tomorrow, we can slowly reduce the expenses as you wish." Her soft and loving words slowly cooled Nischal's anger. Lakshmi lovingly served food onto his plate, and though he still worried about the money spent, he finally sat down and ate dinner with her that night. The next day, Nischal went to work as usual and returned home in the evening. As soon as he entered the house, Lakshmi happily ran toward him and gave him a laddu as prasadam. Nischal looked confused and asked, "What is this, Lakshmi? From where did you bring this prasadam?" Lakshmi replied calmly, "My father came here today." Nischal was surprised. "Your father came? Why did he come suddenly?" Lakshmi explained. He had gone to a temple in the neighboring village for worship. There, a wise priest named Sudar Pandit told him something important. The priest said that if our family follows a special prayer and offering for 1 month, our business will increase 4 times and everyone's health will remain good. She continued, Father came specially to tell us about this blessing. He said we should begin the ritual as soon as possible. The moment Nischal heard that the business could increase 4 times within a month, his eyes widened with excitement. His greed and business-minded nature immediately took over his thoughts. Without wasting a moment, he said eagerly, Why should we delay then? We will start from tomorrow itself. He immediately called Timma and ordered him to make all the necessary arrangements for the next day's puja and offerings. The very next morning, Nischal and Lakshmi woke up at 4 o'clock and got ready quickly. Believing completely in the priest's words, Nischal eagerly went with Lakshmi to the temple in the neighboring village. There, they offered prayers with devotion. Large arrangements were made for the ritual. Sheep were sacrificed, and rich meat dishes were cooked for the people who had gathered at the temple feast. On the pretext of this religious offering, Lakshmi happily enjoyed all the delicious meat dishes she loved. Every day, different varieties of food were prepared, and she ate to her heart's content without Nischal complaining about the expenses, because he believed it would multiply his business profits. This continued day after day for 10 days in a row. Nischal spent money freely for the rituals and offerings, hoping that his business would soon grow 4 times bigger. Then he thought anxiously, something must have gone wrong in the puja. Maybe we missed some ritual, or perhaps the prayer was not done properly. Nischal became restless and confused. He could not understand why the promised blessing had not worked. Meanwhile, Lakshmi quietly watched him from a distance, hiding a small smile in her heart, because her clever plan was slowly teaching Nischal an important lesson about money and life. Next day morning, he met priest of the temple. Nischal asked impatiently, According to your advice, we sacrificed sheep for 10 days and fed many people. We spent so much money. But why has my business not improved at all? The priest looked completely confused. He replied, Who told you to do something like that? I never said that sheep must be sacrificed in our temple. Devotees sometimes donate food out of their own faith and devotion. That is all. The moment Nischal heard those words, everything suddenly became clear in his mind. He stood there silently for a moment, shocked. Then he realized the truth. Oh, Lakshmi wanted to eat rich food and meat dishes, he thought. She cleverly created this whole drama and made me spend money without questioning it. For the first time, Nischal understood how difficult and unreasonable his extreme stinginess had made life for others. Lakshmi had not argued with him directly. Instead, she had taught him a lesson through her cleverness. But Nischal did not become angry. Instead, he suddenly started laughing. When he returned home, Lakshmi became nervous after seeing him. She thought he had discovered everything and would scold her badly. But to her surprise, Nischal smiled warmly and laughed again. He said, Lakshmi, I salute your intelligence. All this time, I believed I was the smartest person in the city. But now I understand that you are even more clever than me. Lakshmi looked at him quietly. Nischal continued, Leave everything that happened behind us. Through your plan, you made me realize how small-minded and miserly I had become. I earned so much money, yet I was not allowing anyone in the house to live happily. Hearing his words, Lakshmi also smiled happily. They lived happily together. Like, share, and subscribe the channel for more funny videos like this.